Alright, let's dive into this because it's a story that's got a lot of layers, and personally, I think it says a lot about where cricket is right now, especially for a team like India. So, here's the deal. Sai Sudharsan, the young batter who's been making waves, is out of the Sri Lanka Test series due to a toe stress fracture. Now, on the surface, it's just another injury update, right? But if you take a step back and think about it, this is way more significant than it seems. First off, what makes this really interesting is the timing. India's already dealing with a bunch of injuries: Jasprit Bumrah, Harshit Rana, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Akashdeep, and now Sudharsan. That's a lot of key players sidelined. In my opinion, this isn't just bad luck, it's a symptom of a bigger issue in how teams manage player workloads. Sudharsan, for instance, was coming off a stellar India A tour where he scored 132 and 168 in back-to-back games. That's incredible form, but it also means he's been pushed hard. And now, his body's paying the price. What this really suggests is that maybe we're asking too much of these young players too soon. Another detail I find fascinating is the BCCI's role in all this. Sudharsan was included in the squad with the hope that he'd recover in time, but clearly, that didn't happen. From my perspective, this raises questions about how effectively the BCCI's Centre of Excellence is managing these injuries. If a player can't even sprint at full pace during recovery, how was there ever a realistic chance he'd be match fit? It feels like there's a disconnect between the selector's optimism and the medical team's reality. And honestly, that's a problem that's been brewing for a while. Now, let's talk about the broader implications. India's squad is looking pretty thin right now, and they're heading into a crucial WTC series. They're currently 5th in the standings, and these matches against Sri Lanka could be make or break. Without Sudharsan, who's been in red-hot form, the batting lineup loses a serious threat. Sure, Devdutt Padikkal stepped up in the tour game with a century, but let's be real, Test cricket is a different beast. What many people don't realise is that Sudharsan's absence isn't just about one player, it's about the depth of the squad. When you're relying on backups for your backups, it's a risky game. One thing that immediately stands out is how this injury crisis is forcing India to rethink their strategy. With Bumrah out, the bowling attack is already under pressure. Now, without Sudharsan, the batting order has a hole too. Personally, I think this could be a blessing in disguise. It's a chance for someone like Padikkal or even Saransh Jain to step up and prove themselves. But it's also a gamble. If these young players don't deliver, India could be in for a rough series. And let's not forget, Sri Lanka at home is no walk in the park. If you ask me, the real story here isn't just about injuries, it's about how teams handle adversity. India's got a reputation for depth, but this series is testing that like never before. What makes this even more intriguing is how it ties into the larger trend of player burnout in modern cricket. With back-to-back series and packed schedules, are we setting these players up to fail? I mean, Sudharsan's injury didn't come out of nowhere. He's been playing non-stop, and his body finally said, enough. This raises a deeper question. Are we prioritizing short-term results over long-term player health? Closing thought, as we head into this series, I can't help but wonder what India's lineup will look like by the time the first test starts. Will they find a way to patch things up, or will these injuries define their campaign? Personally, I'm rooting for the underdogs in the squad to step up. But either way, this series is shaping up to be a real test of character, not just for the players, but for the entire system. What do you guys think? Is this just a rough patch, or is there a bigger issue at play? Let me know in the comments below.